Emily Carter stood outside her parents' large house, holding a small Christmas gift in both hands. Warm lights shone through the windows. She could hear laughter inside. For a moment, she almost turned back. Her mother had called only that morning. "Come early," she had said. "We need help before the guests arrive." Emily knew what that meant. She entered through the kitchen door and spent the next 2 hours carrying plates, fixing decorations, and helping with dinner. Her older brother, Daniel, sat in the living room with a drink in his hand. He did not offer to help. At 7 o'clock, the doorbell rang. Emily's father quickly stood up. "That must be Mr. Harrison," he said. The name changed the mood in the room. Mr. Harrison was the board chair of a powerful company. Emily's parents had been trying to impress him for months. When Mr. Harrison entered, everyone smiled. Emily was carrying a tray of drinks when her mother suddenly pointed toward her. "Oh, don't mind her," she said with a small laugh. "She's just helping us tonight." Emily stopped walking. Her father smiled. "Yes," he added, "she's the help." Daniel looked down and laughed. Emily felt every eye in the room turn toward her. She said nothing. Then a glass touched the table. Mr. Harrison had put down his drink. He was staring directly at Emily. The smile had disappeared from his face. Slowly, he stood up. Emily's father looked confused. "Is something wrong?" Mr. Harrison did not answer him. He walked across the room and stopped in front of Emily. Then he turned toward her parents. "The help?" he asked quietly. The whole room became silent. Mr. Harrison looked at Emily again, then back at them. "Do you have any idea who your daughter really is?" Emily's mother gave a nervous laugh. "Our daughter?" she asked. "Of course we know her." But Emily saw something change in Daniel's face. For the first time that night, he was not smiling. Mr. Harrison looked ready to speak, but Emily gave him a small look. He understood. Whatever truth he knew, she did not want it revealed yet. Not here. Not now. Years earlier, Emily had learned how it felt to come second. Daniel was a child her parents celebrated. When he got average grades, they called him smart. When Emily got the highest marks in her class, they said she was lucky. Daniel received a new car after college. Emily received a suitcase. "You are independent," her father had told her. "You will be fine." So Emily left home with little money and no help. She found a small office job in the city. At least, that was what her family believed. Whenever her mother asked about work, Emily kept her answer simple. "It is going well." Daniel always laughed. "Still doing paperwork?" Emily never corrected him. Over the years, Daniel joined their father's business. He wore expensive suits, drove new cars, and spoke loudly about success. Then, 3 days before Christmas, Emily saw a familiar name inside a confidential company file. Daniel Carter. She opened the report. At first, she thought it was a mistake. Then she saw the numbers. Money was missing. Important records had been changed. And someone was trying to hide a serious problem before a major business deal. Emily kept reading until she reached the final page. Her hands became cold. There, under a false financial statement, was her father's signature. But that was not what frightened her most. Below his name was another name. Her own, Emily Carter. She had never signed that document. Emily had stared at her name on the document for almost a full minute. Someone had copied her signature. But why? She did not call her father. She did not warn Daniel. Instead, she saved the file and checked every page again. That was what Emily did best. Her family believed she worked a simple office job. The truth was very different. Emily was a senior financial investigator for Harrison Group. She found hidden risks before they could destroy companies. 3 years earlier, she had discovered a secret problem that saved Harrison Group millions of dollars. Since that day, Mr. Harrison had trusted her more than almost anyone. But Emily never told her family. She wanted to know if they could respect her without a powerful title. They never did. Now, the file on her screen was connected to her father's company. Daniel had asked Harrison Group for a major business deal. If approved, it could save the family business. Emily had been asked to check the final records. That was how she found the lie. She studied the false document again. Her name had not been added by accident. Someone wanted it there. Back at the Christmas dinner, Emily stood quietly beside the drinks tray. Mr. Harrison was still watching her parents. "Do you have any idea who your daughter really is?" he had asked. Her father forced a smile. "Emily is very private about her little job." Daniel laughed again, but this time his voice sounded nervous. Then Mr. Harrison reached inside his coat. He pulled out a black folder. Emily recognized it immediately. It was the final deal file. Daniel's face turned pale. "Why do you have that here?" he asked. Mr. Harrison looked at him. "I was going to give your family good news tonight." He placed the folder on the table. No one moved. Daniel stared at the black folder, as if it could destroy him. Emily's father gave a weak laugh. "Surely this can wait until after dinner." Mr. Harrison did not smile. "No," he said, "I don't think it can." Emily's mother quickly stepped forward. "Please, sit down. Emily can bring you another drink." Mr. Harrison slowly turned toward her. "Emily?" "Yes," her mother said. "She is helping tonight." His eyes became cold. "I think there has been a serious mistake." The room went silent again. He walked to Emily and gently took the heavy tray from her hands. Then he placed it on the table. "Emily Carter is not your help," he said. Daniel looked away. Mr. Harrison continued. "She is one of the most trusted people in my company." Emily's mother blinked. "What?" "Your daughter leads financial investigations for Harrison Group." The color left her father's face. Daniel suddenly stood up. "That is impossible." Mr. Harrison looked at him. "Is it?" He explained how Emily had saved his company from a major loss 3 years earlier. He spoke about her skill, her honesty, and the trust she had earned. Emily's parents stared at her like she was a stranger. Her mother suddenly smiled. "Why didn't you tell us, sweetheart?" Emily almost laughed. Sweetheart. They had not called her that in years. Before she could answer, Daniel grabbed her arm. "We need to talk," he whispered. He pulled her into the kitchen and closed the door. His voice was shaking. "You saw the file, didn't you?" Emily looked at him calmly. "Why is my name on those papers?" Daniel stepped back. For several seconds, he said nothing. Then he lowered his voice. "I didn't want to do it." Emily felt her stomach tighten. "Who told you to use my name?" Daniel looked toward the dining room. Then he whispered the answer. "Dad did." Emily stared at Daniel. "Dad told you?" Daniel quickly looked away. "The business was failing," he whispered. "We needed the deal. So you used my name? It was only supposed to be temporary." Emily felt something inside her become very still. For years, her family had ignored her. Tonight, they had called her to help. But behind her back, they had used the one thing they needed from her. Her clean name. Emily opened the kitchen door. Daniel grabbed her wrist. "Please, if Harrison finds out, everything is over." Emily pulled her hand away. "You should have thought about that before you signed my name." She walked back into the dining room. Everyone watched her. Her father stood beside the Christmas tree. "Emily," he said softly, "whatever Daniel told you, remember that family protects family." Emily stopped. "Does it?" Her father's face changed. She walked to the table and opened the black folder. Then she removed one page. "Why is my name here?" Her mother covered her mouth. Mr. Harrison took the paper. Daniel's chair moved sharply against the floor. Her father spoke first. "It was a mistake." Emily looked directly at him. "No, a mistake happens once. My name appears on 4 documents." Silence filled the room. Mr. Harrison read every page. His face grew colder. Emily's mother began to cry. "We never wanted to hurt you." Emily turned toward her. "Then why did you use my name instead of Daniel's?" No one answered. The Christmas lights still blinked behind them. Mr. Harrison closed the folder. "I think I understand what happened." Emily's father quickly stepped forward. "Please, we can explain." But Mr. Harrison raised one hand. "There is nothing to explain." Then he reached into the folder again. He removed a sealed white envelope. Emily had never seen it before. Mr. Harrison placed it in front of her father. "There is one more thing," he said quietly, "and this changes everything." Emily's father stared at the white envelope. "What is that?" he asked. Mr. Harrison pushed it across the table. "The reason your plan failed." Her father slowly opened it. Inside were copies of 4 emails. Daniel moved closer. Then his face went white. Emily recognized them. 3 days earlier, after finding the false documents, she had sent the evidence to the company's legal team. She had also proved where the false signatures came from. Her father looked at her. "You reported us?" Emily stayed calm. "I protected myself." Her mother began to cry. "We are your family." Emily looked around the room. Only hours earlier, they had introduced her as a help. Now they wanted her to be their daughter again. Mr. Harrison closed the black folder. "The deal is over," he said. Daniel dropped into his chair. Without the deal, he would lose his position. Her father would face a full investigation. But Emily did not smile. This was not the kind of revenge that needed laughter. Her father stepped toward her. "You could have warned me." Emily picked up her coat. "You could have asked me before using my name." No one answered. At the door, her mother whispered, "Emily, please stay." Emily looked back at the Christmas table. For years, she had waited for them to see her. Now they finally did, but it was too late. "Tonight, you introduced me as a help," she said quietly. "Maybe that made it easier to forget I was your daughter." Then she walked outside. 6 months later, Emily became the youngest director in her department. Her parents called many times. She answered only once. She told them forgiveness did not mean giving them control again. Emily had spent years being the quietest person in the room. On that Christmas Eve, her family finally learned the truth. The person they valued least had been the only one they should never have tried to use.